Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel with yours truly, Mike Orr from Knuckle Up with Mike Orr at 4, and my man Cedric Ben in the den, who will be joining me shortly to break down these wonderful fights that are going to go on this weekend. We got two cards that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Derek Chisora versus Pulev, and we are going to talk Magsayo versus Vargas and the wonderful event that is going to be going on. Yes, so I want to jump into it. While we're waiting for Cedric, I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown of the fights, what's going on. So, guys, get ready. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This one is getting underway, and this is Chisora versus Pulev 2. Total Carnage, July 9, 2022 at the O2 in London. And you know what? Derek Chisora and Kurbet Pulev will meet for a second time. And this one over 6 years on from their 12-round battle for the European heavyweight title at the Barclays Arena in Hamburg, Germany. It was Bulgarian star Pulev, who was 29-2 with 14 knockouts, who came out on top on that occasion, winning a tough split decision that saw him progress in their IBF World Title Eliminator and claim the vacant European crown for the second time in his career. Then we have British favorite Chisora, who's 32-12 with 23 knockouts, has since faced some of the biggest names in the heavyweight division, including WBC World Title Challenger Dillian White, twice WBA and IBF World Title Challenger Carlos Takam, undefeated heavyweight world champion Alexander Usyk, and most recently 2 slugfests with former WBO champion Joseph Parker. The 2-time world title challenger Pulev, whose only losses came against modern legend Vladimir Klitschko in 2014 and former unified king Anthony Joshua in 2020, dominated Jerry Forrest to win unanimous decision on the Sergey Kovalev versus Trevell Pulev undercard at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California last month. This is a rematch between two of the heavyweights division's most exciting fighters. Is sure to be a sensational showdown that takes over the O2. Guys, also on this card, man, we have a super welterweights rematch following the controversial first fight. Israel Madrimov and Michael Soro will rematch in a final eliminator for the WBA super welter world title on the undercard of the huge heavyweight clash between Chisora and Pulev at the O2 in London this Saturday, July 9th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you guys that need to know. Madrimov, who's 8-0 with 6 knockouts, the number 1 ranked super welter with the WBA, beat Soro in a controversial fashion in their first meeting at the Renaissance Hall in Uzbekistan last December, resulting in the WBA ordering an immediate rematch. The Dream hurt Francis Soro, 3-1 with 24 KOs, late into the 9th round, and it appeared Soro would hang tough when the bell went. However, referee Salvador Salva didn't hear the bell, and Madrimov landed a barrage of punches after the bell, and the Spanish officials stopped the contest. It was initially unclear what would happen at as both teams implored their fighters to stay in the ring. After several minutes of deliberation, officials gave Madrimov the victory. Team Soro were visibly upset, but now have the chance for revenge next month. So here it goes. Guys, this is going to be a big one. He has a chance for revenge. It's going to happen. We get to see this. It's great. I can't wait. It's going to be a great card. This one gets underway, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on this card, we've got Yarko versus I'm going to say Masiak. And we got Ramla Ali versus Augustina Marissa Roja. And we got Felix Cash on this card as well, taking on Von Alexander. There's some great fights happening on this card. So be on the lookout for this, guys. If you haven't yet, make sure to set it up, man. Set up your TVs to watch this one. You'll love this one. There's 3 titles up for grabs. We've got the vacant WBA International Super Welter title up for grabs. We got the vacant WBA International Middle title up for grabs. And in the main event, we got the vacant World Boxing Association International Heavy title up for grabs, folks. So make sure you check this one out. There's a couple of nice new up-and-comers on this card, man. Solomon DeCaris is 3-0 in the heavyweight division, looking to move on and keep his big 0 and move on to 4-0. And honestly, guys, if you haven't watched, Fabio Wardley's on this card again. For all you guys out there who are a big fan of him, I am definitely like watching this guy fight. So be on the lookout for Fabio Wardley on this card as well. Then, guys, we get into a wonderful event that's happening at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Showbox, Boxing Champions. The future is here. You know what it is, guys. WBC Featherweight World Champion Mark Magnifico Magsayo will take on former world champion Ray Vargas in a battle of unbeatens. That headlines action live on Showtime Saturday. Guys, remember this, July 9th. So that's tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, in an event presented by Premier Boxing Championships. The Showtime Championship boxing telecast begins 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and will feature hard-hitting former world champion Brandon the Heartbreaker Figueroa taking on Carlos Castro in a WBC featherweight title eliminator in the co-main event, plus Derek James trained unbeaten lightweight contender Frank Martin battles Panama's power-punching Ricardo Nunez in the 10-round telecast opener. Saturday, July 9th will be topped by a showdown between champions as the Philippines' Mark Magsayo makes his first title defense against the unbeaten Mexican Ray Vargas, who will be looking to become two-division champion at the Alamo Dome this Saturday. Tom Brown, president of TGB Promotions, said that this card will also see the return of one of the sport's most exciting young stars as all action Brandon Figueroa steps back into the ring, looking to make his mark in the featherweight division, beginning with a world title eliminator against the always tough Carlos Castro. Kicking off the action will be the highly skilled rising lightweight contender Frank Martin in a tough test against the hard-hitting Ricardo Nunez. Additional coverage will include a pair of bouts streamed live on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel beginning at 7 p.m., guys, 4 p.m. Pacific. The action will see unbeaten welterweight contender Rashad Ellis facing Argentine Olympian Alberto Palameta in a 10-round duel, plus San Antonio's own Ramon Cardenas battling Venezuela's Michel Benquez in a 10-round bantam attraction. The Filipino sensation Mark Magsayo, who is 24-0 with 16 knockouts, fights at Pasig City, Metro Manila, by way of Los Angeles, California, and became the latest champion from the boxing rich nation in January when he outpointed long-time champion Gary Russell Jr. to capture the 126-pound title on Showtime. The 26-year-old earned the opportunity by knocking out former champion Julio Seja in the 10th round of a fight he trailed on the scorecards in August of 2021. Magsayo was trained by Freddie Roach in Southern California and owns 12-round decision victories over Sohoto Hayashi and Ramiro Rubles, in addition to the 6th-round stoppage of former title challenger Chris Evolas. And honestly, this one, WBC 122-pound world champion Vargas, who's 35-0 with 22 KOs, returned from his layoff due to injury to score a near shutout decision victory over Leonardo Baez in his featherweight debut in November of 2021 on the undercard of the Canelo versus Plant card. The 31-year-old went on the road to the UK to capture his title in 2017, winning decisions over previously unbeaten Gavin McDowell. A native of Mexico City, Vargas made 5 successful defenses of his title, defeating top contenders Oscar Negrete, Ronnie Rios, and Hoven Hassayan. His 5th successful title defense came via unanimous decision over former world champion Tomoki Kamida in July of 2019. This fight on July 9th will be a great battle against the Filipino warrior Mark Magsayo, who trains under the tutelage of the Hall of Famer trainer Ignacio Nacho Beristan. This is going to be an exciting combative fight, guys, from start to finish. We know that both, these guys have great power, but will they be ready to counter that and anything else that is brought in this ring? This is going to be great, guys. So make sure you keep your eyes out for this one, man. The Battle of the Unbeatens. This one's going to be great. Then we got 25-year-old Figueroa, who's 22-1-1 with 17 KOs, will debut at his 126 pounds after dropping a 2021 Fight of the Year contender against Stephen Fulton Jr. in November on Showtime, in which the two champions traded blows for 12 grueling rounds, eventually leading to what some observers thought was a controversial majority decision. Figueroa used his youth and relentless pressure to become the first person to defeat Luis Nery in their championship clash on Showtime prior to the Fulton fight. A native of Texas who has previously fought in San Antonio 6 times, Figueroa added to his family legacy by capturing the world title, joining his brother Omar, who previously held the lightweight world championships. Castro, who's 27-1 with 12 knockouts, was born in Mexico and came to the U.S. as a child, now living in Phoenix, Arizona. Castro most recently dropped a narrow split decision against two-division champion Luis Nery in February, with 1 point on the cards, ultimately holding Castro back from keeping his unbeaten record intact. The 28-year-old male, his name as the 28-year-old made his name as a 122-pound contender, but has also competed at featherweight, including a 10th round TKO victory over veteran contender Oscar Escandon in August of 2021. The 27-year-old Martin, who's 15-0 with 11 knockouts, rose up to the lightweight rankings in 2021 with a pair of impressive victories, before most recently delivering a New Year's Day KO over Romero Duno. In 2021, Martin knocked out the previously unbeaten Jerry Perez in a dominating performance in April, before earning a unanimous decision in August. Officially from Indianapolis, Martin now trains in Dallas area under the guidance of top trainer James, alongside unified welterweight champion Earl Spence Jr. Representing La Chora, Panama, Nunez, who's 23-3, 21 KOs, enters the fight with the knockout victories in his last 2 fights, including the most recent stoppage over Ricardo Solano in the first round in October of 2021. The 20-year-old moved back up to lightweight for those 2 victories after challenging 3-division champion Gervonta Davis in July of 2019 for the 130-pound title. Nunez fought professionally since 2010 and has a brother also named Ricardo, who is a veteran pro fighter in the featherweight division. Then also on this card, we got the 29-year-old Ellis, who's 23-0 with 14 KOs, returning to the ring for the first time since October of 2020, having earned a unanimous decision, guys, over the previously unbeaten Alex Roca in his last outing. Originally from Lynn, Massachusetts, Ellis also owns a pair of victories over veteran contender Eddie Gomez, including a first-round knockout over Gomez in December 2016 before winning unanimous decision in their 2019 rematch. He takes on Buenos Aires, Argentina native Palmetta, who's 17-1 with 12 knockouts, who represented his home country at the 2016 Olympics before turning pro in November of 2016. This 32-year-old has won his last 11 fights, with 10 of them coming by stoppage, including most recently defeating Solano in October of 2021. I'm super excited to see this fight, guys. I'm super excited to see this card. I can't wait. There's a lot of big names on here. Definitely one to watch. We got some great kids on this undercard, man, to be on the lookout for. Honestly, there's some real guys who are up-and-comers here, man. You know, Rashidi Ellis, who's 23-0, looking to stay undefeated. We got John Rincon, who's 6-0, trying to stay undefeated. Samuel Arnold, 5-0, looking to stay undefeated. So there's big fights on this card. And we got the Magsayo and Vargas up for the WBC World Featherweight title on this card. So, guys, you know what it is. Thanks for tuning in. It's just me today. I'm just breaking down the fights for you. You know what? And, before I get out of here, if you guys have the ability to see it, there is another fight card going on tonight, and it's Francis versus Beltran. This is a smaller card. A lot of young guys on here, a lot of up-and-comers. Francis is headlining this. He's 10-0, looking to take on Beltran in the super light division, who is 37-9-1. So this is definitely going to be a big step up from him. Also in heavyweight action, we got Christian Thun taking on Curtis Harper. Thun is 8-0, looking to stay undefeated against Harper, who is now holding a professional record of 13-8-0. Then we got Brandon Glanton, who is 15-0, taking on Deshaun Webster, who is 12-5-3. Guys, check this out, man. Julio Solis, 7-0, taking on Garcia, who's 17-6-1. And then we got Dominic Valle and Marcus Valle, Feather and Super Welter, 3-0 and 4-0, taking on their guys, Manuel Guzman, who's 8-5-1, and Sosa, who is 3-4-0. So, guys, there's a lot of fights going on this weekend. So be prepared, get it done. Make sure you guys watch it. Join me Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check out the knockout of the week that we will be picking. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to come from maybe the Chisora card. So those are my predictions. I'm not going to say exactly which fight I think is going to do it. But Cedric is finally here to join me. So we're going to bring him in. Cedric, how's it going? I broke down all the fights for the people. I've been speaking to the camera for the last 16 minutes nonstop. So now we're going to talk about the two main events that are going on, the one at 2 and then the one again at 9 o'clock. And first of all, we got Chisora Pulev 2. What are your thoughts on this fight?
The Battle of the Beasts. Both these guys are gonna come to fight. You know, they're both these guys are definitely past their prime. But one thing's for sure that they always put on a show for the crowd. You know, both these guys would not be able to beat anybody, the top three guys. You know, I wouldn't pick these guys to beat Fury or these guys, but that matched up is a good fight because they're just the fighting style. Like how they say, styles make fights.
Yes, styles make fights, and I think these two styles are going to make a battle. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a battle of the big men. It's going to be a devastating knockout finish. I think it's going to be a great event. I told all the people what to watch on this one because you know what? Also on that card, we do have some great up-and-comers, man, that we've been watching. You know, we got Fabio Wardley, Felix Cash. We got Xiaomin Aguiarco, another kid to watch out for, man. Honestly, huge kids on this card. Definitely watch this card, guys. If you don't have the ability to, make sure you record it and check it out because it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Also, we got Israel Madrimov on this, taking on Michel Soro. So, guys, lots of good fights in action for that card. Then we get on to Magsayo versus Vargas. What do you think about
that one? Excited for man. I don't know. I still haven't made a prediction because I don't know, man. I don't know if this is a really, really close fight. Very excited.
It's a battle of the unbeatens. It's a battle of the unbeatens.
Yes, so, yes.
Definitely.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Vargas is looking good, but Mike Sale's looking really good. I know Mike Sale got a good win against Gary Russell. Gary Russell's arm was injured, visibly injured. But he does have some other impressive wins, some other impressive knockouts. I believe he won. Did he win knockout of the week or runner-up?
Mark Magsayo, yes. Yes, he Mark Magsayo did win our knockout of the week award. He did acknowledge that we had presented him with that award. Unfortunately, we were unable to get him on for an interview, but yes, he does.
Oh, he acknowledged it?
Yes.
He acknowledged it? Yes,
nice. He acknowledged it through Twitter and his social media feeds. He said, thank you very much for the respect and the award. Honestly, what a great knockout that was, man. Honestly, these two guys getting in action really excites me. You know, it's a battle of the undefeateds. That's exactly what this is. This is a huge card. You know, Magsayo, who's 24-0, taking on Ray Vargas, who's 35-0, and this one is for the big thing, man, the WBC World Feather title. So definitely huge, huge fight. What I'm loving is the undercard. We got Brandon Figueroa taking on Carlos Castro, which is another big one.
Oh, yes, Castro versus Figueroa. Yes, that should be a banger, too. Yeah, people were kind of questioning Castro's last victory, correct?
Yes, they were. They were.
Mark, this is Mark Castro?
No, not Mark Castro. This is Carlos Castro.
So this is not the same. This is not the same Castro that got.
No, this isn't his last fight. So his last fight was against Louis Neary, and he lost. So he's coming off a loss to Louis Neary. That was back February the 5th of this year, and that one went all 10 split decision.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's some interesting things here going on this card, but definitely some good undercards action to watch, man. Frank Martin's in on this card. We got Rashidi Ellis in on this card. John Rincon, Samuel Arnold. We got a bunch of undefeateds, up-and-coming guys that we've profiled over the years on our show, and definitely I'm excited to get underway and watch this one starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time, guys, 6 p.m. Pacific for all those guys out there that are on that time zone. Cedric, you want to say anything to the panel and the people before we get out of here today? Because I know it's Friday, and I know we got fights to watch, and we don't have the regular people. You look like you're frozen there, looking off into the distance. So you probably are. I'm definitely liking the pose there, guys. So if you haven't yet, take a picture of that. Jaro, what do you think? Oh man, yes, I just saw this question. Sorry we didn't get to it sooner. What do you think about the Jake Paul's latest fight announcement? Interesting opponent choice. Yes. Very interesting opponent. Came as kind of a shock. I guess that means Tommy Fury has decided to, hide or duck. We just had a question come in, Cedric, man. It's what do you think about Jake Paul's latest fight announcement? We were talking about that earlier today. Jake Paul taking on Rockman Jr. Where are you on this one? Where are you on this one? Because honestly and truthfully, I'm kind of feeling this fight. I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be a good battle, man. But I want to know what happened to Tommy Fury. What happened to Fury?
Well, I don't know, man. I never really followed him in the first place.
No.
So
honestly,
I never really followed him in the first
This is what I'm thinking. As a boxer, right? As a professional boxer, you got an undefeated record. You take this hype up fight for Jake Paul. All of a sudden, you get knocked out by this guy, and you're the first boxer that he actually faces who's relevant today. What does that do to your career?
It doesn't career, but it definitely be a memorable moment, and the internet is forever.
Yeah. It'll definitely be a definite blemish on that record, man. You lost to a non-boxer. Is this why?
No, but
Fury...
listen. listen. These Paul brothers, these guys know how to make their money because they.
Yeah.
This is the one thing I can say. Yes, they cause a lot of controversy. They talk a lot of shit. But when it comes to their boxing training, like he actually takes his training seriously. Like I looked up the people that he's working with. Like he's actually when he's actually training, he's doing shit properly. Like he's actually training properly. So the mind trick that he's playing on people, that he's acting, that what he does on his social media, acting crazy, talking crazy, making it look like whatever. But when it comes to the actual training, he's actually doing it. So I don't know, man. I'm not just gonna straight up say Rockman's gonna win. There's a lot of pressure.
Neither am I. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a good fight. Honestly, he is learning on the go. He's got the money to be able to pay for the right kind of trainers to be able to teach him well. Like we said, fighting is a lot of mental. There's a lot of mental aspect to fighting. A lot of people say 90% mental, 10% physical, all that kind of stuff. The Paul brothers definitely have that mental aspect to their game down perfect. They will chirp you until you can't forget them at all and get them out of your head. They get into your head and play you before the fight actually happens. And when that happens, the fight is already won. So they are really good at that mental, and they are now building up their repertoire in weapons that they can use in this ring, other than that big overhand right that Jake Paul has. And he has been training. I've watched it, guys. If you haven't watched it, I'm excited for it, man, to be honest. I just got tired of Tommy Fury ducking and dodging and making up excuses. Here's a guy who's ready to jump in the ring and not give a shit and say, hey, let's just get it done. And you know what? Shout out to, Rockman Jr. for getting on there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Jake Paul for taking on somebody who's an actual boxer this time. I can't wait to see this one. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here, Cedric?
No, man. Just I thought,
but we got Mixaya,
Zora,
and Zora and Pulev.
Yeah, man. Boxing is alive and kicking, man. It's the middle of the summer. We still got some good fights to watch. I'm loving the boxing life right now.
Oh, me too. I'm loving it all. I can't wait. It's great. Well, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel featuring yours truly, Mike Orr. Yep.
Don't forget. Obviously, everybody that's a loyal listener to the channel, they know we're here every day at 4:00. Well, Mike's here 100% of the time. I'm here like 90% of the time.
You're here a good 88%.
Yeah. But don't forget, we got lots of shows on the Talkin Fight YouTube channel. Lots of great shows, lots of variety. And especially on Sundays, we got our two special shows starting at 9:30.
The scorecard 9:30 with yours truly, Cedric Ben. Oh,
right. I asked people to bring their scorecard and an explanation, not just simply your opinion. And that's at 9:30 Sundays on Sunday mornings, Canadian Eastern time. And then at 4:00 we have the Knockout of the Week award winner. So yeah, man, make sure you guys pay attention. If you haven't done it yet, like the show, like the channel, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, man. Tell those friends to tell the friends. Tell your daddy, your mama, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your grandma. Tell them all come watch us, man. We here every day. Check us out. Check out talkinfight.com. We have tons of shows, man. Check out our YouTube channel, Talkin Fight. We have tons of shows, man, daily. Make sure you come join us. And to all the people out there, man, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, TikTok, all those platforms we on, man, hit that subscribe, man. Show your love and respect and drop us a comment. We will see you next Friday, same time, same channel, new topics. Peace.